Ferrari almost bankrupt. 1998 crisis hit. Massive debt loomed. Survival uncertain. One question remains: who saved Ferrari? You'll discover the answer. By the end, you'll know. The masterminds behind iconic cars. Their stories untold. Until now. The world of automotive design is filled with visionaries, but few have left an indelible mark on the industry like the engineers who design cars that changed history. From the sleek lines of the Jaguar E-Type to the raw power of the Ford Mustang, these cars have become an integral part of our cultural heritage. But have you ever stopped to think about the people behind these masterpieces? The men and women who spent countless hours poring over designs, testing prototypes, and pushing the boundaries of innovation? One such engineer was Ferdinand Porsche, the founder of the legendary sports car brand that bears his name. Born in 1875 in Maffersdorf, Austria-Hungary, Porsche was a child prodigy who showed a keen interest in engineering from a young age. He began his career in the automotive industry at the age of 18, working for a local electrical engineering company, and quickly made a name for himself as a brilliant designer and innovator. In 1931, Porsche founded his own engineering consulting firm, which would eventually become the Porsche AG we know today. Porsche's designs were revolutionary, to say the least. He was one of the first engineers to recognize the importance of aerodynamics in car design, and his sleek, streamlined creations were years ahead of their time. The iconic Volkswagen Beetle, for example, was designed by Porsche in the 1930s, and its unique shape was a direct result of his obsession with aerodynamics. But Porsche's most famous creation is undoubtedly the 911, a car that has become synonymous with style, speed, and sophistication. First introduced in 1963, the 911 was an instant hit, and its sleek, curved design has remained largely unchanged to this day. Another engineer who left an indelible mark on the automotive industry was Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the legendary Italian sports car brand. Born in 1898 in Modena, Italy, Ferrari was a passionate racing driver and engineer who spent his early years working for Alfa Romeo. In 1947, he founded his own company, Scuderia Ferrari, which would eventually become the Ferrari AG we know today. Ferrari's designs were known for their raw power and aggressive styling, and his cars quickly gained a reputation for being among the fastest and most desirable in the world. The 1950s and 1960s were a golden age for Ferrari, with cars like the 250 Testarossa and the 250 GTO dominating the racing circuits and becoming instant classics. But Ferrari's most famous creation is undoubtedly the 250 GT California Spider, a car that has become a symbol of style and sophistication. With its sleek, curved design and powerful V12 engine, the California Spider is a true masterpiece of automotive design, and its value has soared in recent years, with some models selling for over $10 million at auction. As we delve deeper into the world of automotive design, we begin to realize that the engineers who created these iconic cars were not just talented designers, but visionaries who saw the future of transportation in a different light. They were men and women who were driven by a passion for innovation, a passion that would change the world forever. And it's this passion that we'll explore in more detail, as we look at the lives and works of the engineers who designed cars that changed history. From the early days of motoring to the present day, we'll examine the key designs, the innovative technologies, and the brilliant minds that have shaped the automotive industry into what it is today. We're about to embark on a journey through the fascinating world of automotive design, where we'll meet the engineers who created the cars that changed history. We'll explore the design studios, the testing tracks, and the boardrooms where these iconic cars were born. And we'll discover the stories behind the creation of some of the most iconic cars of all time, from the Ford Mustang to the Lamborghini Miura. But for now, let's take a closer look at the early days of motoring, and the engineers who paved the way for the modern cars we know and love today. The year was 1908, and the automotive industry was still in its infancy. But one man, a brilliant engineer named Henry Ford, was about to change everything. With his revolutionary assembly line production method, Ford made cars affordable for the masses, and the world would never be the same again. But Ford's story is just the beginning, and as we'll see, the engineers who followed in his footsteps would go on to create some of the most iconic cars in history. The story of these engineers, and the cars they designed, is one of innovation, perseverance, and passion. And it's a story that will continue to unfold as we explore the fascinating world of automotive design. As we explore the world of automotive design, we'll see how the engineers who created these iconic cars overcame countless challenges, from technical problems to financial struggles. We'll see how they pushed the boundaries of innovation, experimenting with new materials, new technologies, and new designs. And we'll see how their creations, in turn, changed the world, shaping the course of history and leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and awe us today. The story of the engineers who designed cars that changed history is a story of human ingenuity, of creativity, and perseverance. And it's a story that will continue to unfold as we delve deeper into the world of automotive design and explore the fascinating stories behind the creation of some of the most iconic cars of all time. The journey. The journey begins with the pioneers of automotive design, visionaries like Carl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler, who dared to dream of a world where horses were no longer the primary mode of transportation. Their innovations, though primitive by today's standards, laid the foundation for the modern cars we know and love today. As we delve deeper into the world of automotive design, we'll see how the engineers who followed in their footsteps continued to push the boundaries of innovation, experimenting with new materials, new technologies, and new designs. But what happened next, nobody saw coming. The early 20th century saw the rise of iconic car manufacturers like Ford and General Motors, who revolutionized the industry with the introduction of the assembly line and mass production. This led to a significant decrease in production costs, making cars more accessible to the average consumer. However, this also led to a homogenization of design, with many cars looking and feeling similar. It wasn't until the post-war era, with the introduction of cars like the Jaguar XK120 and the Ferrari 250 GT, that automotive design began to take on a new level of sophistication and elegance. The curves, the lines, the attention to detail, these cars were more than just modes of transportation, they were works of art. And this is where everything changed. The 1960s and 1970s saw a new generation of engineers and designers, who were determined to challenge the status quo and push the boundaries of what was possible. Cars like the Lamborghini Miura and the Porsche 911 became icons of their time, with their sleek designs and powerful engines. But behind the scenes, there were countless struggles and setbacks. Engineers had to contend with limited budgets, outdated technology, and the ever-present threat of failure. The real reason why some of these cars became so iconic, however, was not just their design or performance, but the people behind them. The engineers, the designers, the test drivers, they all played a crucial role in shaping the cars that would go on to change history. What they discovered next changed everything. As we fast forward to the present day, we see a world where automotive design is more diverse and complex than ever before. We have electric cars, hybrid cars, and cars that can drive themselves. The possibilities are endless, and the engineers who are driving this innovation are truly changing the world. But there was one secret nobody knew about, a secret that would change the way we think about cars forever. It's the story of how a small team of engineers at a company called Tesla, led by the enigmatic Elon Musk, decided to take on the entire automotive industry and create a car that would make all others obsolete. The result was the Tesla Roadster, a car that could go from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds, and had a range of over 200 miles on a single charge. It was a game changer, and it paved the way for the electric car revolution that we're seeing today. As we look to the future, it's clear that the world of automotive design will continue to evolve and change. We'll see new technologies emerge, new materials be developed, and new designs that will challenge our perceptions of what a car should look like. But one thing is certain, the engineers who are driving this innovation are truly changing the world. They're not just designing cars, they're designing a future that's more sustainable, more efficient, and more exciting. And as we watch this journey unfold, we're reminded of the power of human ingenuity and creativity. The story of the engineers who designed cars that changed history is a story that will continue to inspire and motivate us, as we strive to create a better world for ourselves and for future generations. But what's next for the automotive industry, and how will it continue to shape our world? As we explore the latest developments in automotive design, we see a world where cars are no longer just modes of transportation, but rather, they're an integral part of our daily lives. They're connected to our smartphones, our homes, and our cities. They're becoming an extension of ourselves, and they're changing the way we live, work, and interact with each other. The engineers who are designing these cars are not just thinking about performance and design, they're thinking about how they can improve our lives and make the world a better place. And that's what makes their story so compelling, so inspiring, and so relevant to our lives today. The real reason why we're so fascinated by cars is not just because of their beauty or their power, but because of the people behind them and the impact they have on our world. As we conclude this journey through the world of automotive design, we're reminded of the incredible impact that cars have had on our lives. They've changed the way we travel, the way we communicate, and the way we live. They've brought us closer together, and they've opened up new possibilities for us. And as we look to the future, we're excited to see what's next for the automotive industry, and how it will continue to shape our world. So, if you've enjoyed this journey with us, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Share your thoughts and opinions with us, and let's continue the conversation. Together, we can explore the fascinating world of automotive design and discover the incredible stories behind the cars that changed history.